Time for round one of Coffee Talk. Have you guys been feeling a bit off this week specifically?
As opposed to
Every other week?
I'm pretty much off every week.
Okay. Well, I have been so off this entire week. Even driving in this morning, I thought, what is wrong with me? Well, a lot of people have, so much so that they are turning to Google to ask why. However, we're going to save you the searching. Just get to the answer. Thank goodness I can point to astrology.
Science!
I know! Mercury enters retrograde 3 times this year. It's already happened once. It's going to happen again in November, but it's happening right now, as in today, July 17th through August 11th. So we're stuck in this for a while. Astrologers explained in countryliving.com. I know.
Which is, of course, the hotbed for science
and astrology.
Exactly. That during this period, technology and communication can get disrupted, putting a damper really on everyone's mood, and also increasing negative emotions like anger, anxiety, resentment, and sadness. One of the top trending questions about Mercury retrograde is what not to do during this time. So according to experts, don't do this. Rush important decisions or make major decisions at all. Arguing with others, try to avoid that. Also, don't be too hard on yourself. And don't sign new contracts too quickly. And I'm laughing about that because, Kent, didn't I tell you a story just yesterday about an important contract that for once I actually read, and it had the wrong name of someone I've never even met? And 9 times out of 10, like 99 out of 100 times, I don't read stuff. I usually just sign it.
That sounds like a great
So it seems something important to
Channel 4. She told me that
4.
story yesterday.
Wow.
Yes. So look over everything. Try not to fight. Take a deep breath.
Because your Mercury had entered your what?
My retrograde.